In this video we'll talk about Control 162, which focuses on ensuring that specific cybersecurity requirements are included in the project and asset management methodology and procedures. These requirements are crucial in identifying and managing cybersecurity risks as part of the project management lifecycle. The two main requirements specified in this control are vulnerability assessment and remediation, and conducting a configurations review, secure configuration and hardening, and patching before changes are going live for technology projects. For vulnerability assessment and remediation, it's important to conduct regular scans of all systems, networks, and applications to identify any vulnerabilities. Once identified, the vulnerabilities should be prioritized based on their level of risk and addressed through remediation or mitigation measures. Tools such as Nessus, OpenVAS, and Burp Suite can be used for vulnerability scanning, and once vulnerabilities are identified, solutions such as patching, network segmentation, or intrusion detection and prevention systems can be used to mitigate them. I would suggest that you find a course on Nessus or Burp Suite to have an overview idea, even if you are focusing on the GRC and not the technical part of cybersecurity, to get a full picture of one of the most aspects of cybersecurity. Conducting a configurations review, secure configuration, and hardening, and patching before changes are going live for technology projects is another important aspect of this control. This involves reviewing the configurations of all systems, networks, and applications to ensure they are configured securely and in compliance with industry standards and best practices. This includes ensuring that all systems are patched and up to date with the latest security fixes, and that all unnecessary services and ports are disabled. Tools such as Tripwire, Ansible, and Puppet can be used for configuration management and to automate the process of hardening systems. Additionally, it's important to have a process in place for regularly reviewing and updating configurations to ensure they remain secure over time. A use case scenario for this control would be a company that is planning to implement a new cloud-based customer relationship management (CRM) system. As part of the project management process, the cybersecurity team would conduct a vulnerability assessment of the CRM system to identify any potential vulnerabilities. Once identified, they would prioritize the vulnerabilities and implement remediation measures such as patching, network segmentation, or intrusion detection and prevention systems. Additionally, they would review and harden the configurations of the CRM system and the supporting infrastructure to ensure they are configured securely and in compliance with industry standards and best practices. In order to fully understand the topic of Control 162, in subdomain 2 to 10 we will dive into the details, but here let's scratch the surface that vulnerability assessment and remediation is the process of identifying, analyzing, and prioritizing vulnerabilities, i.e., weaknesses or defects in a system or network, and taking steps to eliminate or reduce the risk associated with them. This can include things like penetration testing, vulnerability scans, and threat modeling. It is important to include vulnerability assessment and remediation in cybersecurity requirements for project and assets change management because it helps ensure that any weaknesses in a system or network are identified and addressed before they can be exploited by attackers. Conducting a configurations review, secure configuration and hardening, and patching are all steps that can be taken to harden a system or network against attack. A configurations review is a process of reviewing and analyzing the settings and configurations of a system or network to ensure they are secure and in compliance with best practices and standards. Secure configuration and hardening refers to the process of making changes to a system or network to make it more resistant to attack. This can include things like disabling unnecessary services, turning on firewalls, and implementing access controls. Patching refers to the process of applying software updates and patches to a system or network to fix known vulnerabilities and security issues. It is important to include these steps in cybersecurity requirements for project and assets change management because they help ensure that any new technology projects or changes to existing systems or networks are as secure as possible before they are implemented. A use case scenario for this control might be a new software development project at a financial company. As part of the project management methodology, the development team must conduct vulnerability assessment and remediation on the software before it is deployed to production. This includes a penetration test, vulnerability scans, and threat modeling. Additionally, the team must conduct a configurations review of the software, harden the software by implementing best practices and standards, and apply necessary patches before going live. To help organizations implement Control 162, there are several tools that can be used such as Nessus, OpenVAS and Nexpose for vulnerability scanning, Metasploit, Core Impact, and Immunity Canvas for penetration testing. Tripwire, OpenSCAP and InSpec for configuration review. Ansible, Puppet, and Chef for configuration management. SCCM and WSUS for patch. It's important to note that the above examples of tools are for illustration purpose, and it's best to consult with experts in the field of cybersecurity, especially for OT, to select the best tools that fits the organization's needs.